we may go into this. Best something for intermediates and best something for advanced. What about the beginners? Here you go. I've already prepared. This is what you want to get. This position is the key thing for beginners. So, why is this so important for beginners? Well, I've told you before, these 4 squares are the most important squares to control at the beginning. That's why moves like e4 are played in the first. Other reasons are probably because it's not played. But why is this so important? Well, these bishops, they hit these pawns. I'm actually going to set up the pawns here. So you don't need to worry about anything further. Look at this. This bishop is hitting the F pawn and probably could threaten to do this. And this bishop is hitting this pawn, threatening to take the queen. If we play this and defend it, of course. What else? We already got the bishops. But what about the knights? Well, the knights, they control this and this. They protect the pawns and control a central square. The pawns are just like, they're less valuable, but so powerful. Like, let's say someone plays this, you just take and then you got battery coming up. Let's look at the opening. E4, E5, now you have 3. Well, if you try to actually play this, let's see what will happen. Yeah, no. If you play this, and let's say he plays it, play this because you can't play this. He plays it too. Yeah, no. So the basic idea of why this is so important is to guard these 4 central squares in the opening. But you're probably like, how long do you have to guard it? When does the opening done? You'll see. So when you get into like a heavy heated game and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to attack. Okay, you're like, okay, I'm ready to attack. Let's go. And then when the first attack launches, it's known as the middle game. Well, let's just say play something. Say he was weird and misclicked. And well, when the attack, when one check is delivered, it's known as the end game. Well, not really, but it's just the quickest way I can explain. Some openings, you can start off well with the Ruy Lopez, which is actually not too hard. When you get to this position, the Ruy Lopez opening starts. It's essentially threatening to create a pin if they play this. Trying to take it. Well, the whole point, let's say they forgot. Oh no. Takes. Yes, they can take in this position, but then he got used directly here. And there are other ideas. There is, yes, I don't need to show you this one, but just for fun. Another opening is probably, well, did you see in this opening when we took this knight, it became a lot happier. You're probably like, why? What? Why is this knight so happy? How many squares can it move to? 1, 2. Legal. Why am I hiccuping so much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you didn't notice, it can actually move to all of its squares. Let's go back a little to that starting position. How many places can you move now? Two. This is illegal, okay? Don't even think about that. So, when our knight came over here, it was really happy. And if you're like, okay, forget the boring stuff, let's bring in some gimmicks. Okay. If you're facing another beginner, follow all my steps. E4, E5, D4. Now this is very risky, because if your opponent knows this, he can make it way more complicated. But if he takes, you got the perfect idea. This takes. This takes. As I said before, this bishop now controls the longest diagonal on the board. This bishop is also happy. Oh no, wait. This bishop controls the f-pawn, or it's hitting the f-pawn. This bishop is also happy. And having noticed, white has developed 2 pieces. Black has developed 0. So, let's say he plays this, you play this, this. Look how better white is. Well, they're down in a lot of pawns, but that doesn't matter. That gives them more space. And essentially, it's a middle game now. We go back. There's also a opening called the Spanish opening, also known as the Italian game. This tries to go for Stafford, or the Petrov's defense, and then is this the Italian game? To play the Italian. It's this. Sorry. Okay. Why is the Italian game so good? Well, mostly because it has the fried liver variation in it. But you can search it on Google too. It's one of the best openings, yeah. It hits the f-pawn, it develops 2 pieces, they're getting central control. It's just a really solid and good opening for beginners. Have we know something? Through all the openings, we have made our pieces happy. Like what would happen? What would happen if our pieces look? This can't move anywhere. But this bishop is having a joy of a lifetime. Every time we played this, if you go back to the Rui Lopez, our knight was happy being here. And also we were always controlling some central squares. These are the basic openings, not only for beginners, but for a lot of the high players too. E4 may seem like, well, what about E3? I see some people play that. E4 is arguably best, even for like really good players. D4 is just like queen's part opening, why not? So I want you to go through this video 3 or 4 times, or as many times as you want if you remember it. Let me go over it again. These 4 squares are important. Make your pieces happy. Get castled. gouge your pawns. These are the 4 steps you have to follow if you want to win the game. So subscribe, like, and enjoy all my videos.